Good morning, students. This is Murthy sir. In the last class, we discussed about epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. Today, we will learn about connective tissue. Connective tissue is complex. In this, many types are there. So, let us learn in detail. Students, first, let us see the definition of connective tissue. Connective tissue may be defined as an animal tissue that supports, connects, and surrounds organs and other body parts and consists mainly of collagen, elastic fibers, fatty tissue, cartilage, or bone. Students, in this connective tissue, we are going to learn 8 types: areolar tissue, adipose tissue, bone, cartilage, ligament, tendon, blood, and lymph. First, let us see what is areolar tissue. Areolar tissue joins different tissues. It helps to keep organs intact in their places. The cells of areolar tissue are called fibroblasts. Fibroblasts help in the repair of tissues when they are injured. In all the types of connective tissue, the cells have specific names. So in case of areolar tissue, the cells are called fibroblasts. Let us see the structure of areolar tissue. Here you can see the structure, how those fibroblasts will be and how it connects different organs in the body. So areolar tissue is the first type of connective tissue. Now let us move to another tissue, adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is concerned with storage of fat globules. It stores fats or lipids. The cells of adipose tissue are called adipocytes. This fat is stored beneath the skin and in between internal organs. This fat stored under the skin acts as an insulator. The adipose tissue, which is present beneath the skin, acts as an insulator. It means it provides warmth, especially in winter season when the atmospheric temperature is very low. This adipose tissue will not allow internal heat to go out. In that way, it provides warmth to the body and we feel comfortable. Students, in this picture you can observe the adipose tissue and the adipocytes. So this is one type of connective tissue. Students, in this picture also you can see the adipose tissue and adipocytes, which store fat globules. In organic chemistry, we call fats as lipids. Students, bone is one type of connective tissue which forms the skeletal framework. You know, bones are made up of calcium salts, calcium carbonate and calcium phosphate. The cells of bone are called osteocytes. Because of calcium salts, the bones are very hard in nature and they cannot be decomposed by bacteria or fungi. Students, you know, paleontologists, they study the skeletal remains of ancient organisms and they study to which age they belong through carbon dating technique. So because of calcium salts, they will not be decomposed by bacteria and fungi and they remain in the earth's crust like that for millions of years. Friends, in this particular picture you can observe the detailed structure of bone, osteocytes, Haversian canal. Students, you know, in the human body 206 bones are there which form the skeletal framework and which gives a definite shape to a body. Another type of connective tissue is cartilage. Cartilage is not as hard as bone. It is flexible. This cartilage is present in joints of bones, ends of ribs, in rib cage, the tip of the nose, the external ears we call pinna, and in the tracheal tube, windpipe. In these particular parts of the body, cartilage is present. And you know one interesting thing, In deep sea fishes like sharks, the entire skeleton is made up of cartilage for flexibility because they have to bear enormous water pressure. As they are in deep sea waters, they have to bear water pressure. So, to withstand that, cartilaginous skeleton is very helpful for them. Students, in this particular picture, you can see the cartilage present in between bones. Ligament is a type of connective tissue. Let us see what is this ligament. Ligament is a type of connective tissue that connects bones at the joints and holds them in position. It is made up of large number of fibers. These fibers are made up of a protein called collagen. This is very elastic in nature. Students, when we look at the structure of human eye, suspensory ligaments are there which maintain the shape of the lens according to the distance of the object. So, this ligament is made up of collagen fibers, which is chemically a protein. Here you can see the structure of ligament, how it looks like. So, ligaments, they connect bones at the joints. Where joints are present, there these ligaments connect the bones. Students, you know, ball and socket joint, hinge joint, different types of joints are there in the human body. In those regions, these ligaments connect the bones. Tendon is another type of connective tissue which is made up of collagen fibers. The tendon joins the muscle to the bone. Collagen fibers are chemically proteins, and what are proteins? Complex organic compounds. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. So earlier I told proteins, they play a very vital role in the human body, and our cells can synthesize proteins. Students, in this particular picture you can see tendon, how it connects muscle and bone. Students, now let us move on to the most interesting type of connective tissue, blood. The scientific study of blood is called hematology. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. Plasma is the fluid portion of the blood which contains three types of blood corpuscles: red blood corpuscles, white blood corpuscles, and platelets. Red blood cells contain hemoglobin, which gives red color to the blood. Hemoglobin is a red colored pigment. You know, it's a pigment cum protein. Hemoglobin contains a chemical element iron. Students, you know, blood flows in blood vessels because of the pumping action of heart. And this blood flows in three types of blood vessels: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries, they take blood away from the heart, and veins, they bring blood back to the heart, and capillaries are very thin blood vessels. They are hair-like. They are very thin blood vessels which can reach the different cells of the body. Our human body contains trillions of cells, and all the cells require oxygen and nourishment. Students, in this particular picture you can observe different types of blood cells. In case of white blood cells, 5 types are there: neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils, lymphocytes, and monocytes. Blood cells, as they are short-lived, they are called blood corpuscles. RBCs transport respiratory gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. White blood cells are responsible for immunity power. The lymphocytes are mainly responsible for immunity power. They attack the germs and they kill them. Platelets, third type of blood cells, they stop bleeding when an injury occurs. The clotting of blood at the site of injury is actually a biochemical process, and vitamin K is also responsible for this. Students, in this particular picture you can observe different parts of blood: a blood vessel, plasma, and the 3 types of blood cells. red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. So, blood is a very important connective tissue. It carries respiratory gases, glucose, hormones, waste materials, etc. Blood flows in arteries, veins, and capillaries. A human adult contains approximately 5 liters of blood. Students, in the human blood, 4 groups are there: A group, B group, O group, and AB group. Carl Landsteiner discovered A, B, O blood groups. Later, De Castello and Sturley discovered AB blood group. When a sick person or an injured person requires some amount of blood, then blood will be injected into his body, and this process is called blood transfusion. Before doing blood transfusion, they will see the type of blood group of the patient, and they will see whether it matches to the particular blood groups available in blood banks. Another type of connective tissue is lymph. It is a pale colored fluid which oozes from the blood capillaries. Lymph contains lymphocytes which are responsible for immunity power.